You caught me at a good time because I just had two of these and here to talk about some real stuff. So since I moved out the dollhouse, I've been living with my mother for like 5 months now, and man, stuff has really hit me hard this year, economic wise, especially at work. Some things that were supposed to happen have not happened yet. And now that I'm 26 and living back with my mother, I feel like before I felt like I was really ahead of things, living on my own and making good money. And now I feel like I'm kind of back with the rest of Gen Z, it's particularly the ones who aren't married yet and, they don't have their own place. Um, it makes me feel like a kid again, and I'm really ready to be an adult. But I feel like the way that the economy and society is, I just can't have that yet. And it's so funny because I knew some millennials back when I was like young watching YouTube, and they used to hate about adulting and growing up, and they were like, I want to live with my parents forever. I want to, play games and be a kid. And I'm just so past all of that now. I'm kind of like past the fun days, uh, hooking up, playing games, living with my mother. I mean, just living here with my parents. I can't stand it. Not my parents, but my mother. I can't stand living with my mother. And it's nothing against her. It's really that like I'm in this, like I feel like I'm in these walls. I can't really do things that I want to do. I feel like when I go out, I have to answer to somebody of where I'm at and what I'm doing, and it's really killing me. Not killing me, but it's an annoyance. And if I could do anything, I wish that like the money would go better, things would go better, and that I could get my own place so that I don't feel like I'm living under somebody's roof. Because I really hate living here. She's gave me like a good time with not having to pay for certain things or do certain things. I've been doing chores, but it's like I feel bad living with her. She doesn't hate me. She actually loves that I'm here again, but I'm at the point where I just want to leave. I never want to be home no more. And it feels like the way the economy is, people my age just can't get ahead. Uh, for instance, I made a lot of money at work last year. I had money for a down payment on a house. And when I went to the bank, just to give you some background, I'm not going to talk about what I do for my job or what I do for work because that's too personal. If somebody sees this, that could get me in trouble. But to give you like an instance, I had like so much money saved at the time. I went to the bank and I was like, I want to see what does it take for me to buy a house. And they sat there and said, well, you're part time. And I made a lot in commission, like more than a school teacher would make in commission. And I barely worked, so that's how extraordinary my job goes. I work 3 to 5 hours a day, and I make that much. It's so messed up how society is to some people. And then I found a way somehow to get through that and be easy. But when I was sitting there with the bank, they told me because I'm part time, I can't get a loan for a house because my base pay to my guaranteed hours, forget the commission, was so low. They said you have to be full time to get it. And then I told them how much I would make if I was full time. And they sat there and told me that, well, if you got full time, after 1 year of taxes, we'll give you $500,000 for a house and a loan. And I don't even want $500,000 on a loan for a house. I just want a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom house that I could live in, some basic small house. I'm not asking for a mansion. I just want a basic small house that I could live in. I've worked done a lot of paperwork to get to where I am today, done a lot of studying, but it's like, oh man, I cannot get ahead because we have all these corporations who sit there and it's like a giant cock block. They just cock block you from getting anywhere ahead. And by God, I would hate it to be like 34, 32, and then finally get what I want. And like I've already gone through everything, my best years. And now I would be sitting with a house by myself, because the thing is, nobody will stick around for you to be in the finish line. They only want to see you at the finish line. So I'm going to be at the house, 32 to 34, finally sitting there, and then my best years are gone. And, some ash got in my eye. But, I mean, it really sucks. And I hate that, like, I remember these millennials just saying that, like, they don't want to grow up, because I'm at the point where, like, I'm ready to be an adult. I don't want to do all of this extra stuff. I don't want to fool around. I kind of want the American dream at this point, have a house and have some kids. I've been through a lot of stuff, and I'm at the point where it's like enough is enough. I want normality in my life at this point. I don't want to move place to place. I don't want to just get a girlfriend and then move out and then live somewhere. And it's scary to even marry somebody for the sake of just being able to have your own spot, because that was an option of mine, was that if I got married and we shared income, I would be able to get what I wanted. But I don't want that, because as soon as you commit to somebody nowadays, there's like the possibility of it just going down the drain. Even when I lived in an apartment, cutting the lease and then having to cut all of the utilities and the bills, I ended up blowing $3,000 on that in the last 5 months. And then my car messed up, it was an old car and it lasted for 7 years. When my car messed up, I had to go buy a newish car, and then that cost $4,000. And then I had to take it to the repair shops to fix things on it, and that cost, like, altogether I've probably spent $6,000 in the last 5 months on it. And all of that money I saved kind of just went, not all of it, but man, maybe like a third of it was just gone out of nowhere. I've blown $20,000 in the last 5 months going out and having fun. I'm at the point where I can't save, because I'm just like constantly out of the house, spending money on gas, going to the club, buying food, saving for dates, getting these subscriptions for these apps, and it's draining my account so much that, like, I'm not keeping up, and every week I'm living paycheck to paycheck, despite the fact that I'm like living here and I don't pay bills at the point, other than like maybe $400 in rent a month. I mean, it's insane at this point. It really feels like you can't get ahead, and I feel like I'm through 2020 to 2025. I couldn't relate to most of Gen Z because I was doing much better. But now that I'm here in 2026 and this is all crashed down on me, I'm feeling a part of you. And this all sucks. I mean, it's time that we really get jobs and that corporations pay us better, and that, I believe in labor unions, so I stand in solidarity, with all of you, regardless of whatever beliefs you have. And it's something you got to understand, is that we're all here in this struggle. And I'm not too sad about it, so don't think this is a sad video. But it's at the point where I'm just like, everything ahead of me is uncertain at this point, other than my job, because there's a lot of certainty in my job. It's a matter of if and when. So I don't know how long I'm going to be waiting here on my knees for it. But, I mean, I don't want to wait forever. I want it all, you know, the wife and kids, the picket fence stuff, the fixing things around the house, the going on vacations, the going on cruises, traveling, you know, country to country. I want all of that, but man, this year it's looking real bleak. I don't have a lot of trust in politicians, and I believe that politicians on both sides don't have my best interest. I mean, I vote Democrat regardless because I would rather be lied to than vote for somebody who straight up hates me, in a sense. And on social issues, I mean, obviously, I agree with Democrats and I support social issues that they push because I feel a part of it. But, I mean, I feel in a way, I feel like I'm ignored and failed. I feel like it's not just me, but it's everyone who feels ignored and failed. So if I could give any advice to anyone who feels like me right now, I would say, you know, just hang in there because I'm hanging in here with my cat who just ran downstairs. And really, like, we're going to get there one day. It's just a matter of if and when. So you got to really stick with what you're doing, and you got to save as good as you can for anything that's unnecessary that comes up. But I feel like in the end, things might work out. But this whole entire purgatory, this waiting is just beyond annoying. And you know, when you live with your parents, by God, if I have a hookup, what am I gonna do? Tell them like, hey, my mom's asleep? Come on. You don't want to live with your mother forever. You don't want to live with your parents forever. You don't want to stay in the basement and play video games forever. Come on, man. You really want to get outside and you want to meet somebody and you want to sit on the bed. Let's smoke cigarettes. Let's eat chocolate. Let's watch some Netflix or TV or whatever. And we don't have no parents here, no mother here to ask, who is that? What are you doing? Are you winning, champ? No, I'm not winning right now. I'm actually losing because I live here with you. But that's just my rant here for today. I'm ready to be an adult. I'm ready to get past all of this BS. I'm ready for a chance to experience what my grandparents experienced and my parents experienced. And I don't want to do this no more. I make these videos just for a hobby, but if anything ever blowed up, you know, and I made some money, you know, if I ever made some money, if they ever offer me some money, by God, don't think I won't sell out because I absolutely will. And that's just my rant for the day. I hope you guys sell out too, and you get all that you asked for.